What's going on, world? Hank back in the building, here to talk about the controversy that is sweeping the nation, is sweeping the world. A boxing match between Imane Khelif and Carini. It's an issue of gender and equality. I've got a clip here that we can play, that we can listen to and kind of get backstory on the situation, and then I'll jump back in with my thoughts and views when it's done. Check it out.
Stepping into the ring in red, Imane Khelif, an Algerian boxer banned from the Women's World Championships last year, now given the green light to compete in Paris. International boxing officials kicked them out of competition last year, claiming Khelif and Taiwan's yu-ting failed gender tests, returning results of male XY chromosomes. Both say they are women.
As I said before, these athletes, boxers, are entirely eligible. They are women on their passport. They've competed for many years, and I actually think it's not helpful to start stigmatizing people who take part in sport like this. But they are women. They competed in Tokyo.
In the coming hours, the Algerian will compete in Paris against Italian welterweight Carini. If Khelif wins, the Algerian could face Australia's Marissa Williamson, competing in her first Olympics. Her Aussie teammate and captain saying, "It can be incredibly dangerous. I don't agree with it. It's not like I haven't sparred men before, but it can be dangerous for combat sports and it should be seriously looked into." Questions over an athlete's gender are handled by each sport's governing body, but boxing's international top brass is in shambles, so the IOC has stepped in. But not everyone's happy with this ruling. In Paris, Ashley Mullaney, 7 News.
Well, you heard the report right there. I'm also going to read a little bit of an excerpt of an article that I pulled up to break down the situation a little bit further. Carini withdrew from the fight after being punched in the nose, telling reporters she never felt a punch like one of the strikes she sustained from Khelif. Khelif was permitted to participate in this year's Olympics after being previously prohibited from the 2023 International Boxing Association's World Boxing Championship. Khelif was disqualified from the championships after failing to meet eligibility requirements for the women's competition, the IBA said in a statement, noting she was not subject to a testosterone exam and was instead put through a separate test that found she had competitive advantages over other women athletes. The IBA, which is also not recognized by the International Olympic Committee, has said the specifics of the test are confidential, though IBA President Imane Khelif alleged to Russian news agency TASS last year that Khelif had XY chromosomes, a pair of chromosomes typically possessed by men. The International Olympic Committee stood by Khelif's inclusion, saying in a statement that not explicitly named the boxer that two athletes were victims of sudden and arbitrary decision by the IBA, likely referencing Khelif and fellow boxer yu-ting of Taiwan. Carini, who cried after the match, said she would not pass judgment on the matter of her opponent's eligibility, according to the Associated Press, adding it is not up to her to decide whether Khelif should be fighting or not. In a separate report, Carini apologized for causing the uproar that has placed Khelif's gender in the spotlight during an interview with Gazzetta dello Sport of Italy. All this controversy certainly makes me sad, and I also felt sorry for my opponent. She had nothing to do with it, and like me, was only there to fight, Carini said. It was not intentional. In fact, I apologized to her and to everyone. I was angry because my games had already gone up in smoke. I had nothing against Khelif, and on the contrary, if I happened to see her again, I would give her a hug. My simple analysis is this: men shouldn't fight women in the boxing or competitive sports or any of the sports. It's not fair. You have two different divisions for a reason. If you were born with male parts, you should be facing the men. Simple as that. As far as the other things, the biological advantages, XY chromosomes and extra testosterone, the committees have to get together and make a simple rule that makes it fair for everybody in the division, especially the women, and making it safe. So beyond that, men shouldn't fight women. That's the biggest thing of this. And really, what do you think about it? This whole situation is very tricky with the IOC making the rulings that they're making. Of course, the other bodies that are not associated have separate rulings. So let me know in the comment section what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Helps it grow. I will be back with you again. Sports Game Vision. Peace.